Hey guys, Huzz here, bringing you another commentary, this time on Anivia Mid. Now, a few people have asked me to do Anivia, since the legendary skin, her popularity has gone up somewhat, but also professionals play her quite often. You've got Froggen that plays her, obviously you've got Bjergesen that's been playing her quite a lot in preparation for the new LCS, half season. Now, she's a champion that I really like to enjoy. I still have to get used to this legendary skin, as it is a bit dodgy. I will admit her E and her auto attack are really similar, so sometimes it's a bit difficult to actually judge things. But all in all, I really like this skin. It's a really nice, graphics, animations, that type of thing. I'm really happy with it. It's not probably, well, it's hard to say if it's my favourite. Now, quickly I will say you will see occasionally me tabbing out. Now, it's different, the tab out now. I've got two monitors now, so this screen of League of Legends should always be up. You'll never see me tab out to go look at an internet page when I'm in a game if I'm doing a stream VOD style, which I think is pretty good. I think LoL Replay has been updated, so I might go back and do a commentary on the LoL Replay, type of way of doing it. But for now, I'm just doing the VOD, as I know a lot of people like them. Now, the enemy team did go for an invade. Eben had to use his flash to get out of there, but I do believe the enemy did use a flash or ignite or something along them lines. Now, it's not worth it. We were going to start red, as if you notice in the enemy team, they do have a Shaco with ignite. Now, a Shaco with ignite is the most annoying thing you can ever deal with as a jungler around level 2. I do random Q, I don't even know why. But basically, sorry, you'd expect a Shaco to do, be at your second buff when they do it. So Gals is going to do red, then go to blue, as the Shaco would probably go straight to his red, but they do the invade, which is a bit odd, I do have to admit. I get just a Q off to stun the blue, and then I head to mid lane just so I don't miss a lot. I think I'm about to miss one CS, and yeah, I missed one. So this lane is against a Kassadin. It is actually a fairly hard lane for Anivia, because basically Kassadin you should be bullying early on, but Anivia doesn't do very good with bullying people early on. Shaco comes in. Now, I nearly get first blood there. I get really good Q. I actually reacted really well to that. And if that tower hit once more, I would have easily got first blood. Because the tower probably would have killed him, but I probably would have blown my ignite as well. Just to secure the kill. So on Anivia, I level E. I take Q level 1 just to have a stun. Just in case, that invade was coming. If they want to jump on us, to stun the blue buff to, get extra, less damage on my jungler. I normally take Q first anyway. So this game, I will say, it starts, I'd say, I don't know, well, it starts ropey, but it gets a lot better later on. Now, as I got Shaco really low, this allowed Galzuk, our jungler, who is Nautilus, to go invade the Shaco and actually take his red. So it's actually a pretty damn even trade, and right now the Shaco is probably behind, seeing that the Shaco probably would have had to base from that. So a pretty good play overall, good reactions by Gals taking their red. Now, the one thing annoying Kassadin does, especially against Anivia, is he can deny her CS in a way, as I would like to use my E to secure the cannon minion, but obviously he silenced me, which didn't allow me to have enough time to pick that up. Now, he is actually pushing, which is actually quite rare on a Kassadin, but as an Anivia, I can't really do much against it early on. Obviously, when I get level 6, my CS and everything will be picked up quite a lot, because, it's a lot of AoE, Anivia's single target and her mana costs early on are really high. I take 1 point in W. Now, some Anivias do this, some don't. I just take 1 point in it now, and then I max E, and then I max Q. So my spell order I do on Anivia is R, E, Q, W. This is what I do. You can vary it if you're in trouble. You can go W over Q, but that's generally what I do most of the time. Now, I am a bit rusty on Anivia, hence why you see me I'd say failing a couple CS. Obviously, I have been away for around a week, so this is actually my second day getting back into League, which is not really an excuse. I should be just on top of my CS like any other day. Now, right now, we are actually trialing supports. We're using, I think his name's the Mixu. He's playing Sona this game, and overall, he was pretty good. I'll have to talk to my AD carry, as I am the team captain of my team, but I do want to give him the choice of who he wants, because as he's the guy that's in the lane with somebody. Now I'm going to ward this bush because the Shaco generally ganks from bushes. He runs into a bush and then stealths from that bush. So it just gives me a little bit more warning when he's going to, jump out the bush. Obviously, you will see the little smoke cloud if he does come for the gank, but not always you can actually like imagine it would be coming. I've pushed the wave now, so there's not much I could do. Bot lane, there's a little skirmish going on. As nothing's happened in mid, I thought I'd just have a little watch. Obviously, this VOD style is pretty good, as you can see exactly where my camera is directed. You can see what I'm looking at, that type of thing. You can see if I can miss anything. It is a pretty good style. Obviously, I would like to have sound or game sound in this, and maybe I have to try and figure a way. Now, both me and Gals have a pretty good sense of where the enemy jungler will be at certain times, and we do believe the Shaco will be coming mid very soon. This is why Gals has actually stood in this bush. Now, he is half health, which is a bit, annoying, but here comes the Shaco. Get my Q off, get a burst off, and he's half health. Now, if that Q hit from Nautilus, that probably would have been a kill, as that would have made him, stun and the dot from Nautilus. But unfortunately, he doesn't hit it as he stealths into the bush, and lane goes back to normal. Now, one bad thing that has happened since I left lane, while I left lane, Kassadin actually got level 6. So I came back into lane trying to get level 6, and he got it before me. And this is quite an easy kill for him. So unfortunately for me, it happens. Now, he did actually flash for that, so that's not a whole loss there. He does score first blood on me, which is a bit annoying, but hey, it happens. I leave lane to try and get first blood myself. He gets the XP bonus, and hey, he kills me. It's nothing to complain about. It was purely, well, I wouldn't say it's my fault. I wouldn't say it's anybody's fault. It's just the timing issue that was a bit annoying. It happens. So I bought myself the Tear of the Goddess, and I'm going to return to mid lane. Obviously, bought myself the boots as well. Now, on Anivia, a lot of people buy different boots. Sorcerer boots on Anivia is not really needed. She is quite a tanky champion, and you want to stay tanky, so you can get a number of different boots. You can get Ninja Tabby if you need them, you can get Merc Treads if you need them, and it won't put you much behind, as her damage is actually pretty damn high when she gets certain items, no matter what boots you have, or no matter really what magic pen you have. Now, I actually do opt for Swiftness boots most of the time when I play Anivia. This is actually thanks to Froggen. I'm not going to say I copied it. Well, I kind of did, I suppose. But I just see exactly what it does to Anivia and why you actually want it on Anivia. And I'm not someone that would copy something and be like, I don't know why I'm using this. If I copy something from a professional, I always know why am I using it. And the reason why I use Swiftness boots on Anivia is basically her base movement speed, I think, is tied lowest in the game. And to get ER combo on people, you actually do need to be fairly close, and a lot of the time as you're that slow you can't actually get it on. So the Swiftness boost just allows you that extra movement speed to actually get your combo off. Heading over to the blue buff right now, going to pick that up, and that will help me quite a lot. But as from memory, as this was last night, something bad happens, and it was no fault to Gals, really. He just smites a bit too late, and that basically means his dot picked up the blue buff, and I'm at a pretty bad situation right now. Anivia with blue buff is really hard to do. Obviously, I've opted with the tier, which gives a fair bit of mana regen, but I probably would have preferred to have the chalice if I knew I was not going to get blue the first time round. Now, bot lane, there's quite a big fight going on. Now, arguably, you could say that blue buff was worth it, as they did get 1 kill out of it so far, and double kill. So they got 2 kills out of that blue buff. So that is actually pretty good going. So I'm not mad that Gal's got it. It happens sometimes. Majority of the time, I do get the blue buff. I pick up 2 mana pots just to basically make up for not having the blue buff there as much as I can. And a mana crystal, and as again, just to try and have that extra mana so I don't go oom. Now again, you can see me tabbing out. Now you can see the time of the game right now is 9 o'clock or thereabouts in the evening. So that's the kind of time you, well, if you want to know, that's the kind of time we're playing right now. Now, I will say, as I have said in past videos of solo queue and that, performance does affect me. I don't know if it affects you guys, but of what time of day it is. If it's about 10 o'clock onwards, I get pretty tired. I can still be around on vent for like a couple more hours, but my concentration levels go quite down. I might just want to watch a video. I might just want to watch some streams. So I don't tend to play League of Legends past 10 o'clock, but I do occasionally. Now, I do call SS, but the Kassadin does roam top, and Eben does not have any wards. So that is partly my fault and partly his fault. But yeah, he got 3-man ganks from the Shaco and the Kassadin, so that's quite a death that, you had to expect. Two coming in mid. Now, this is a arguable sticky situation to be in. I do get my combo on the Kassadin, but I'm just getting absolutely obliterated right now, so I have to flash out. I'm actually expecting the Kassadin to ult back over the wall and come and kill me, but luckily for me, he does not. So I'm just going to head back to base. I do have health potions and mana potions chugging, which is not actually great when you're about to base, as that's basically a waste of the item. But at the end of the day, I want to survive. I don't want to be around there with quite low health. Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, the game starts, for me anyway, quite ropey. I'm actually getting, I think, beat in lane so far, and this is pretty much down to the experience, difference that he got when I left lane and I went for Shaco. He stayed in lane for about a minion wave, and that actually got him level 6. I was a minion wave off when I came back, and yeah, he killed me in that time. So unfortunate for me, just bad timing issue has caused my lane to go sour. But hey, I'm not gonna, complain that much. I'm not complaining in the game. It happens. I know it happens, and I just got to deal with it. There's no point complaining if you're not gonna deal with it. You just have to. Gonna get some damage on the Kassadin. Now he is pretty low. I'm thinking maybe I can kill him, and unfortunately he rift walks just in time away from my Q there. I'm pushing up the wave. The Kassadin has base, so this is denying him CS. This is actually going to help me catch up in the XP that I am behind. Right now I am 0-1. No assists, no kills. So not terrible, but not good either. Now Shaco's over in this way on half odd health. I'm just going to see if he's actually doing the race. And no, he jumps over to mid. So again, I'm going to try and push this wave as quick as I can before the Kassadin comes back, preferably. But I do believe he comes back any second. And there is Kassadin. Now, he is fairly tanky health-wise, if you can actually see. And I'm actually going to base, and I do believe I pick up my Catalyst, which is a really good item. Obviously, on Anivia, well, I would say Anivia is quite unique. You build damage on her fairly later than a lot of mids. You get the Rod of Ages. Well, my build anyway, and this is what I would recommend for people that maybe are new to Anivia or don't know what Anivia build for yourself. Now, quickly, I will say they're going bot lane. Unfortunately, the Vayne does get away, but Ezreal does pick up one of the kills, so well done to Ezreal and them lot. But as I was saying, Anivia builds, my Anivia build relies on getting my mana up quite early, so I have to sustain in lane. As well as late game, these items will help you late game. And basically, just farm as much as I can. Obviously, at the early game, she does have farming issues. Now, AD, you can go AD Reds or Quints if you wanted to. On Anivia, but you have to make sure you're fairly confident that that will actually give you the, allow you to CS a lot more better than it would normally. If you're just CSing normally and you take AD Quints, that's actually a disadvantage as it's not actually giving you that much. But I build my tier first predominantly, then I get my Rod of Ages from the Catalyst, and then it's kind of a free-for-all frenzy of how much gold I have, that type of thing. Because if I get a lot of gold, I'll probably go for the death cap. If I don't have a lot of gold, I'll probably just build a Haunting Guise, that type of thing, and just slowly try and get strength. But the death cap on Anivia is a really big boost. Obviously, just a standard AP item, it's one of the best. Blue buff has spawned. Now I'm saying to girls, I really, really, really need this, so just let's be really careful and make sure I get this. So to be fair to Gauss, he doesn't smite it, he basically just allows me to get it nice and easy, and there we go, there's my blue buff, and there you can see my regen has just gone crazy, 42, well basically 43 regen, so I'm really happy right now. I'm not really going to go easily, obviously I would like my mana to be full and then go from there, but it's near bottom, but it should regen fairly high. Now, as you can see, being in Anivia with my ultimate, it's just allowed me to CS a lot more easy. Now, I'm at 101 CS at 14 minutes, which isn't great, but I have died once, so you do have to take that into consideration. I also lost one minion wave moving to the Shaco when the Kassadin gained an advantage, so I've probably lost about 4 minion waves or so in death and when I moved away. So I should be around 140 or so by now, but it's okay. Things have happened. Obviously, there are benchmarks of what you should be CS-wise, but them benchmarks do not take into account if anything happens in the game. They are literally, nothing has happened this game, that type of thing. Now, my team's doing Dragon, and I noticed the Kassadin and the Shaco are heading over there, so I'm just going to go and flank them from this way and see what I can do. Kassadin tries to steal it, which is a really bad move by his part, and he tries to flash out. Now, I know which one's Shaco. I get one more attack, get a ignite on him and he's dead. So then I can start moving on to the others. Now, I know they're going to jump over this wall, so I put my ult down, and I actually get it with my ult. Ezreal Q hit, and then my ult finished her off. So there's 2 kills for me, and that's actually really got me back into this game. I wasn't really out of this game, but now that's my Rod of Ages at 15 minutes, which is an okay time to set for your Rod of Ages. If you get Rod of Ages between 12 minutes and 18 minutes, you've done okay, especially if you're building tier before that as well, and having tier 1 boots. Now they are picking up the bot tower also. This is quite a big gold for us. We pick up the 190 each from the dragon, pick up the 150 each from the bot tower, and obviously there are kills and assists from that little skirmish we had around dragon there. Now, arguably, people need to know when dragon's gone. Now, dragon is an objective that, yeah, sure, it gives you nice global gold, but it's not worth dying for. That Kassadin had really no chance of getting that dragon, yet he jumped in. He also used flash to try and get out, and yeah, he did it for nothing. So right now the game's settled down a bit. Everybody's just returning to their lane. Now I will say quickly about Kennen top. Obviously he's on the enemy team. Kennen is a champion that is basically become more popular, basically due to the Koreans. I'm going to actually start maybe picking him up again. I did actually used to play quite a lot of Kennen, but I've actually, since Season 3, I haven't really played at all. Now, we are lane changing here. As an Anivia, I can stop a tower siege basically by myself, and we do not want them to have bot tower anytime soon. And my mid laners are going to go, my bot lane, is going to go get the mid tower. So I'm not even going to go anywhere near. There's no point me going near. Shaco does actually pick up a kill there. Use my wall just to get rid of Leona there, and they're going to try and get this mid tower now, or about to anyway. And you're about to see the power of wave clear Anivia. Now I do a lot of damage there on the Vayne, so that's basically a third health just in one combo. And again, Leona's trying to help push. Now I don't know if these guys thinking they can dive me, but as you can see, there was a wave and now there's not. So now they have no pushing power. So they're never going to get to this tower unless they literally just jump on my face, which I don't think they will do, as I'm fairly happy down here. And, lane swapping is a really effective tool if you know when to do it properly. Now, they do get the mid tower, so that's right there worth, and they have not got a tower for themselves. Now, I'm calling missing in my lane. Now, you can see Kennen, if you were very beady-eyed, he was coming down from top lane to mid lane, so everybody runs away down through the enemy red. So pretty good awareness by my team. And we run into a Leona. Hello. Now I fail my Q there, as I thought she might have juked that way. But I get a little lag spike here, as you can see. I pick up 1 kill on the Leona, and that's pretty much fine. Now I think I do remember something that happens in a second, as we would expect the Kassadin. There he is. He comes down. Now, as you can see, I think, yes, I am tied in level with the Kassadin. So I have made up from the XP that I lost earlier. Now, I said their red may be up, but Gals actually makes the call to get out. Now, that is one thing that we do as a team. Predominantly, it is me and Gals that make calls in the team, but either of us can do them. If I say something and one disagrees, we generally don't do it, as we don't want contradicting views. Our team, a lot of people say, how do your team work on Vent? How does it work on communications? Basically, you have me and Gals that are the predominant talkers. Then you probably have Patsy as the AD carry. He calls about bot lane, that type of thing. Obviously, we are looking for a new support, and we would like a support that would actually talk quite a lot. We would like the support be the one that does timers, that does all the wards, locations, that type of thing. That type of thing. Eben's quite quiet in top lane, which I wish he was actually a bit more talkative, as a lot of the time there may not be an SS call, that type of thing. Sometimes he does it if he's kind of in the mood, and that is one thing he has to work on. So if he's watching this video, that is one thing you have to work on, Eben. Now blue buff has spawned, so I'm going to pick up this blue buff, trap it with the Anivia wall. Now obviously my Anivia wall isn't very big right now, so it just walks around, but no matter, I still pick it up fairly quickly anyway. Head back to bot lane, going to pick up the CS. Now lane swapping works if you know when to lane swap back. Now there is not really no need for me to go back to mid. Now Kassadin is probably stronger than me in a 1v1. Anivia's strength, it can be 1v1, but not really against a Kassadin. Now Ezreal against a Kassadin is actually pretty good, as sure Kassadin will burst him to probably half health with one combo, but then Ezreal can still be auto attacking for that amount if he's not just focusing on running away. Now I've pushed up bot lane. We can see Vayne has just come into vision. in the bot lane, and I'm going to come mid lane and see if we can do something. We'll be outnumbering them, as we can see Kennen top, Vayne bottom, and I'm going to head mid. Now, I'm going to ward over here, but then we can see Kassadin is moving in. Now, I say grab, but he actually gets the Shaco, so actually pretty damn good grab on the Gals' side. Now, that Sonar ult looked like a hit to me, but on closer inspection, it was basically so close on hitting, it was unreal. Shaco was just above it, which is unfortunate, but you know, it happens. Gals gets a good hook on the Vayne. Unfortunately, I can't get any combos on. Leona gets an ult down, and basically they're all low. Really, there's not much to say. Gals is pretty low himself. Try get a Q. Now that I think hit, but obviously he got the Rift Walk just before it actually works. Now I am looking to probably try and kill this Vayne really quick. And here we go. Barrier, the bane of my life. If she did not have barrier, that would have been a kill easily. But I didn't expect she'd either react as quick or maybe she didn't have barrier up. So bad play on my part, but it happens. Now we know that she doesn't have barrier, but obviously it's only like a 2-minute cooldown. So it's actually not that... Well, it's better for her than me. Obviously I burned the flash to try and get that kill. Basing just to go pick up some items. Now you have seen I've picked up my swiftness boots by now, and I've got 1,000 gold to spend. So I am going to start picking up my hunting guys. I'm at a fairly strong situation at 160 CS at 21 minutes. I could be better, as I've said throughout my game. I'm always a bit harsh on myself. I always should be doing better. This is how you get better at the game. You don't get better by going, oh, I played that game perfectly. Now Gals did a bit of a derp there, just engaging when there was 3 around, especially with a Kassadin that could just jump on his face straight away. And he paid for it with his life. But yeah, I'm not a huge fed situation. I'm 3-1 with 160 CS at 21 minutes, 22 minutes, sorry. And yeah, I back off to side there. But I'm not going to go for death cap because I don't have enough gold. The death cap will actually take quite a while. So I want to just pick up the hunting guys, as that will be a pretty nice... A lot of people don't realize it's actually a pretty damn good item for the amount of gold it costs. As it's surprising, it gives, I think, 25 AP and 15 magic pen, if I'm not mistaken, or something along them lines. If we see... 25 AP, 500 odd health, and I think 15 magic pen. So it's a pretty damn good item for like 1500 odd gold. In essence, it gives you about 35 to 40 AP, including the magic pen, if you want to, deduct that off people's MR. Gals gets a good hook off the Kassadin. I wall in the Anivia, not the Anivia, the Leona, and my Q actually still went. 1 kill for us, and I think 2 kills for us. 2 for the Ezra, so really good. Do pretty good wall there. I use my shift commands, shift W, to actually get the normal cast going on the W, so I can exactly see, the kind of range it will do and the orientation of where it will lie. So that's one tip I have to say about Anivia. Sorry, I'm getting my champions confused. But I still actually have W on Smartcast. I just have the shift command for the W. And I have all my spells on shift command on every single champion for normal cast. Some champions I do the self-bind thing, like my Kale, I have the self-bind ultimate. But yeah, predominantly I do have the normal Smartcast, my normal spells, on Smartcast, and then I have the shift command on the normal cast. Now, I don't know why this is freezing, so excuse this little freeze. It should be over any second, and yeah, it's over. It does it occasionally. I think it may be Twitch. I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, this is the VOD, and I am doing this live. This is me literally recording and commentating at the same time. Now, there is actually a big wave bot lane, but the Ezra is going to head over down there, and I'm going to pick up another Amp Tome and work into my Leandri's Torment. Leandri's Torment is a really good item on Anivia, as it works with her ultimate, and every single tick of the ultimate refreshes Leandri's, I believe. So that's why I build it pretty much every single time I play Anivia, as I'm really, really, happy over how the item works on her. Now, some people will probably ask my opinion on Shaco. Now, I know a lot of people like playing him because he's quite funny to play, but honestly, I hate Shaco, and it's not because... he beats you occasionally. I just really don't like how he plays. Like, I played him for about a week, and I enjoyed it, sure, but then I don't want to play a champion that takes literally no skill. And sorry if I'm offending people, but he really does not. You literally queue into people, you box, get the fear, and get the, go behind them, making sure you get the crit with your passive. And yeah, he's just a champion that I don't really. He doesn't fill my fun factor, I suppose, if you want to say it by that. Ezreal is pushing the bot lane. I'm going to head down there, and along with my Nautilus and my Sona, and we're actually going to see if we can kill this Shaco really quickly. He obviously doesn't know that we're coming. Bam, I hit the Q, and that actually does hit him. So I do a pretty good Q there, predicting where he's going to go. Quite easy to predict, obviously, but now we've got pressure on this tier 2. They are coming above us right now, so I'm going to ward over there, get some damage on the Kennen, with the wall, obviously getting a bit more ticks with my ult. Leona ult comes in really early. I do not like people engaging with Leona ult, as people can hit it miss it, really, really early, easily. Little team fight going on, 4v4 I think this is. Now, the Vayne is actually going balls deep, so I don't know what the Vayne's doing. Now, that's Kassadin dead over to the top side. And again, I use a combo, 62 gold for killing Leona. So that probably was not worth my flash. But hey, I did it anyway. Shaco coming in, don't know what he's doing, and that's another kill for myself. So right now I'm 6-1, 3, so that's kind of turned of being, I think I was 3-1 to going fairly strong in this game. So that's what I said at the start of this video. I started a bit ropey, but then I do actually get quite fed nearing the late stage of the game, as that's when Anivia can shine, in my opinion. I get behind in lane by the XP, and that's kind of why I lost my lane. Now, what we're doing right now is pushing the bot tower and the mid tower at the same time. If you've got the power to do this, always do it. You may as well. So we get the middle inhib and we get the, bottom tower so far. I don't think they have inhib yet. Now I'm going to back out. I don't really want to be around when they all spawn. They're probably all buying home guard, and I've got 2200 gold. So I can finish off my Leandri's tournament right now and probably pick up a bit of AP from a blasting wand. And yes, I do. So at this stage, I'm actually pretty strong. I've got nearly 2.5k health for an AP. That is fairly high. And that's one thing I will say about Anivia. She gets really, really tanky. Now, I'm not someone that will build Banshees on her. I do not rate Banshees, really. Sure, it gives quite a lot of magic resist. It gives a bit of health, and the passive from the, the item is quite good with regen. But I will never buy Banshees for the actual bubble use, because that bubble use very rarely actually works, as people just pop it instantly. Now the Kassadin is going ham on me. This is quite desperate for him. He probably would kill me if he was, basically... he probably would have killed me if I was alone, but you never expect people to be alone at this stage of the game. People should always be grouping, and obviously the Nautilus was just around the corner. So that's a pretty greedy move by the Kassadin. He should just stay with his team, group up, but he's just given me another kill. Obviously, he was worth 260, so not full amount, but still, enough to quantify me killing him, which is quite nice. So I have just base just to get my health back. Not much to say. Not bot lane, but nearer the enemy territory. They're just doing a bit of, I don't know, playing, I suppose. Gal's just running alongside of them, taunting them that he could, stun them anytime he wanted, or that's what he probably wants us to think. Now, we could probably do Baron quite easy, so I call Baron and my team starts heading there. Bot lane is kind of pushing. It's pushing out, I suppose, but it's still fairly low. I tell Patsy to ult it with Ezreal ult. Unfortunately, only hits 3 minions. But still, this gives us Baron pressure. They have no vision of it. And Anivia clears it pretty quick, like a Karthus. Constant damage on the Baron with, Anivia has her ult and Karthus has Defile. Now, we're telling Eben, who is the Jace, to keep poking them, make sure they kind of don't really come around. And we see the Shaco bot, so that is a free Baron right there. So, yeah, that's basically just working as a team. And them not working as a team. Now, we can see the Kassadin coming in from that side. Now, I use my wall, and that actually kind of disorientates him, but he flashes and uses Rift Walk. And I just say ignore him. There's no point chasing after him, as it will just be, distracting. Now, I'd say I'll tank it. Fairly tanky. Obviously, don't have much resistance, but oh well, I'm not much to do. So we just pick up the tier 2 turret. Now, we still see Shaco bot lane, so this is still giving us pressure on their inhib turret of the top lane, and this will basically open up their whole base. Now, that was so close on hitting the Vayne there. If that hit her, I probably would have done quite a lot of damage to her, but unfortunately it does not hit. Now, unfortunately, the Kassadin again does not move in the way. Now, that is one combo, and I nearly get him to half health, so that's pretty good. Now, I tell my team I'm going to go get blue buff, so just care. Me getting blue buff will allow me to poke more, allow me to regen more, that type of thing. So this is the reason why I'm going to go over and pick it. I will do it pretty quick. Use my combo, and I think, yep, there's the wall. So he gets stuck behind the wall, so I'm not taking any damage from this blue buff, and now my regen is 53, nearly 54 per, I think that's 5 seconds or 10 seconds, so quite a lot. You can see my mana bar just rapidly going up, so I probably would say that's per 5 seconds. Push in the mid just so it's in their base. As you can see, that's 2 Qs, 1 auto attack from the Ezreal, and that's a lot of damage onto the Leona, who's supposedly their tank. So we're just going to go for this inhib, and now I think we nearly have every inhib. I think we just need the bot one to complete the collection of all the enemy inhibs, so this is where we're going. I get quite a lot of damage onto the Vayne, nearly dead, and I basically just, it's a message to just go back away, and it works. Kassadin, I don't know what he's doing. He goes quite ham on people, and he pays for it with his life. They're basically doing an engage where they need to basically, well, they have no other option. So Leona tries to flash out, and I think about, yep, there's the surrender. Double kill for myself. I finished 915 with just over 200 CS. So there's an Anivia gameplay, guys. I know a few people asked for it, so thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that type of thing, and keep playing League of Legends.